Okay, so today we're going to continue to learn about volume and liquid volume. One of our first tasks here is going to use a little bit of our imagination. We're going to pick 6 of these containers and estimate the capacity of each. Remember, capacity is how much fits inside, and estimate is a good guess. Then it just wants us to record our estimates in this table and arrange the containers in order from least to greatest liquid volume. Then use a marked liter beaker to measure the capacity of each container. So it really wants you to do this experiment in real life. So if you'd like to do that, you can just recreate this chart right here on a piece of paper. Grab a couple different things in your kitchen, maybe a couple of cups, a bowl, things like that, and try to measure the capacity of those different bowls and cups and things that you grab. Since we don't have a way to do that online, what we're going to do is kind of just use our imagination to think about how much it would hold. So this right here, we're going to call this 1 liter right here, and these are going to be our 6 different things that we've chosen. So this is kind of going to help us measure. Even though we can't actually pour the water, we can use our imagination to think about how much these other things are. Okay, so I'm going to grab my pen up here. I'm going to come down here. We'll call this first container here the water bottle, or let's just call it a bottle so we can keep it nice and short. So the container is a bottle. An estimate. Well, if this is about 1 liter, I would say a decent guess for a water bottle is 1 liter. I think that's a pretty good guess. And then actual capacity, unfortunately, we can't do because I'm not together with you today, but you can do that one at home for sure if you have something to work with. We're going to move next to, we're gonna call this the pail, like the sand pail. I think this would probably fill it up. It would definitely be more than 1, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times maybe. So 5 is a decent estimate for that. Now, you might say 4, you might say 6. I think anywhere from probably 3 to 8 would be a good estimate for that. And then again, we can't find that actual capacity. This one is a watering can, so we'll call it a can, just to keep it short. It's a little smaller than this bucket for sure, bigger than the water bottle. So whatever our estimate is here, it's going to be between the water bottle size and the bucket size. I would say probably 2, maybe like 2.5 liters would fill that up. And I think anywhere between 2 and maybe 4 would be a good guess for that one. Down here, this next one we've got, we're going to call that the mug, the coffee mug. It looks like it is actually smaller than the water bottle, and the water bottle we said had 1 liter. It's smaller than our liter cup, so maybe a decent guess there would be half a liter. I think any fraction smaller than 1 would be a pretty good estimate there for this one. Okay. This looks like maybe a glass or a cup that you would drink out of, so we'll call that a glass. It looks really, to me, very similar in size to the mug. So whatever your estimate for the mug was, I would kind of carry that same estimate over for that glass. And then we've got our pan here, our very last thing, a cooking pan. It's a little smaller maybe than our watering can. So maybe a little bit of a smaller estimate than we had for our watering can, which we said was 2.5. So maybe 2 liters would be a good guess for that. Good estimate. And then it really just wanted us to rearrange our containers from least to greatest. Well, if we're going to go least, we might call these guys 1 and 2 because they're the same. They have the smallest amount of liters right here. This guy would be 3. He only had 1 liter. 4th smallest. 5th smallest, and then that pail is going to be the largest, or it's 6, the smallest. Okay. On this page, we've got Eric, and he has this fishbowl here, and he's trying to find the capacity of the fishbowl, so how much water goes in the fishbowl. What he decided to do to find the capacity was pour his fishbowl out into these 1 liter things and see how many 1 liter jars he could make. So that's what he did right here. Poured from the fishbowl into 1 liter thing, and he would dump it out each time. So it filled it up, that was 1 liter, he dumped it out. He kept filling, he made it to 2 liters. And he figured out that the 1 liter container was filled 5 times, meaning that that fishbowl could hold 5 liters of water. Okay. Now that was one way he could have pretty easily measured the capacity of that fishbowl. Down here at the bottom, Jason thinks of it a little bit differently. He says, I think it is better to find the measurement of the fishbowl by filling the fishbowl with liters of water instead of emptying the fishbowl into the liter beakers. So Jason's saying, hey, you know what? Instead of, that's Miss Arnold's beautiful fishbowl, instead of pouring the water out and having to get it in those little liter cups every time and keep track in my brain of how many I've dumped out, what I could do is pour the water in. So just dump all that old water from the fishbowl out in the sink, and then grab some liters and then fill it up to the liter mark, pour it in. Fill it up to the liter mark, pour it in, and see how many times you filled and poured in order to find the capacity. Now you could do it either way. Either way works to find the capacity, because remember, capacity just means we're finding how much goes into a container, how much will fit in it. So I wouldn't say Jason's definitely correct. I think he found another way. I don't know that he found an easier way. I think that would be kind of an opinion question, which one you think is easier. But he definitely found a different way to think of capacity. Up here in the top, when only part of a liter container is filled, we can think about that as fractions. And we practiced that just then on the last page when we had that mug and the glass, and we said that they weren't quite a liter, they were more like half a liter. We're seeing that again right here. This is definitely 1 whole liter, and this is definitely 1 whole liter. This one is only marked about halfway up, so we would call that half a liter. Okay, pretty simple, just regular fractions, just thinking of it with that liter on the end, talking about measuring the volume. So if we're saying these can all fit in there, I would say the capacity of this pan or this pot is 2.5 liters. What would the capacity of 2 of these pots be? Okay, that's what this question wants to know. Well, if one of them holds 2.5 liters, and another one must also hold 2.5 liters, then basically I want to know what is 2.5 and 2.5. Well, 2 wholes and a half plus 2 wholes and a half would make 1, 2, 3, 4 wholes, 5 wholes, because those halves add up together to make another whole. So if I had 2 of those pots together, they would have a capacity of 5 liters. Okay, this is something you can try at home also. Find a container that you think holds less than a liter, estimate, and then check your estimate. So maybe grab something that's about a liter around your house. Remember, those big soda bottles are 2 liters, so a large water bottle would be about 1 liter, not just a regular water bottle, but maybe a big one that you fill up. And then grab something else and see if you can estimate and decide if something's smaller or larger than that liter that you have. Okay? We're going to move over to number 3 and 4 right here, and I'll switch colors just because I've got a lot of blue going on. These are kind of more similar to the ones you would see maybe on a test, just because it's a little bit easier to determine, and we don't actually get to pour water a lot of times when we're taking a test. So this is kind of how it would show it to you, finding the total capacity represented in each picture. Well, you can see these are liters, so when they're filled up, they're a whole liter, and then the half liter is marked on there as well for you. So if it was just filled up to there, it would be half a liter. So this total picture is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 liters in that group. And then this one is 1 liter, and this one's not filled up, it's only filled to the half. So it's 1 and 1/2 liters. Okay. So again, that's the kind you're going to see a lot more often. Liters is something so fun to do, and you can practice it in your own kitchen at home, just measuring and estimating, getting a little bit better at finding the capacity of things. So just keep working hard on that. Let me know if you have any questions or if you need any help determining something that is close to a liter. You can send me a picture and I'll let you know if I think it's pretty close to a liter.